Buenos días, clase. Buenas tardes o buenas noches. I'm not sure what time you guys are watching this, but this is our first lesson. And before we begin, as always, ¿qué día es hoy? ¿Qué día es hoy? Hoy es martes 24 de marzo. Hoy es martes 24 de marzo. Y el tiempo, the weather, ¿hace frío o hace calor? Hoy hace frío. It is cold. ¿Hace sol o está lloviendo o está nublado? Hoy está nublado, meaning it's cloudy. Okay, our objectives, nuestros objetivos. Vamos a aprender cómo traducir los verbos. Vamos a aprender cómo conjugar los verbos reflexivos y también vamos a entender de por qué estos verbos reflexivos se conjugan de una manera diferente a los otros verbos. So our objectives for this week will be to learn what these verbs translate to, learn how to conjugate reflexive verbs, and then understand why reflexive verbs conjugate differently. And at this point, puedes, I'm asking you these questions, can you do all of these? And hopefully by the end of the week, y espero que al final de la semana, ustedes lleguen aquí. You guys can get here. I can. Sí puedo. Okay? And do not get frustrated with this. Remember, we are going to go step by step. Paso a paso. So these are our objectives for this week. Estos son nuestros objetivos para la semana. We begin here, empezamos aquí, y espero que terminemos acá. I hope you can finish here. Okay, so the first things first. What's a reflexive verb? ¿Qué es un verbo reflexivo? When we talk about a reflexive verb, it talks about how the verb reflects back onto the subject of the verb. So what am I saying? It is any action that I do to or for myself. So I do it for myself, you do it for yourself, he does it for himself, and so on, okay? So that is the way you need to think about this verb. Is it action that I'm doing to or for myself? Okay, it reflects back on me. Also in Spanish, it would apply when we do it we as in each other or they as in each other. At this point, I just want to mention this bottom part, but don't worry about this bottom part. I just gave it to you. We will be focusing on this right here. Next, I'm going to take verb number 3, el verbo número 3, because that one is a lot easier and my others are stem changing verbs. So first I'm going to start off with bañarse, which means to take a bath. Here we have subject pronouns first, right? We always start off with our subject pronouns, so let's list them. Yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras is included in there, ustedes, ellos y ellas. So first I have my subject pronouns. Primero voy a poner mis pronombres, ¿ok? Del sujeto. Ahora, reflexive pronouns. Los pronombres del reflexivo. Yo, me, tú, te, usted, él, ella, se, nosotros, nos, ustedes, ellos, ellas, se. When you guys conjugate any reflexive verb, you must have a reflexive pronoun, okay? Remember when we were doing the ing form and you had to use that estar verb before you conjugate it? It works the same way. You must have two parts to conjugate this verb, okay? So the next thing you do is, one of the things I've told my other classes in the past is, when you see the se at the very back of your verb, that lets you know, hey, this is a reflexive verb, and I'm going to need a reflexive pronoun before I conjugate it. So I have my subject pronouns written down. I have my reflexive pronouns written down. Now I am ready to conjugate this reflexive verb. So what I do is I cross this out because I don't want it to confuse me. Once I cross it out, I notice that it ends in an AR verb. You guys have conjugated this in Spanish 1 with Señorita Frazier. So now let's do what we've always done. Yo me baño, tú te bañas, usted, él, ella se baña, nosotros nos bañamos, ustedes, ellos, ellas se bañan. And what does it translate to? I bathe, you bathe polite, he bathes, she bathes, we bathe, you all bathe, they bathe. Okay? So our translation: I bathe, and so on. Okay? Now I'm going to do a stem changing verb. And number 1 was a stem changing verb. When it has the O to UE, it lets you know that this O will go to UE on everything except for nosotros. Okay? So yo me acuesto. Tú te acuestas. Usted, él, ella se acuesta. Nosotros nos acostamos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas se acuestan. Okay? So there we have it. We have conjugated. So notice my O of acostarse went to UE on everything except for nosotros. What does it mean? Yo me acuesto. I go to bed. Sorry, I made a mistake right there. I go to bed. You go to bed. You go to bed. Polite form. Put my periods. He, she goes to bed. We go to bed. They go to bed. So if you notice, my translations are very short and sweet. I go to bed, and so on. Okay, let me fix this here. All right, putting it right there again. Acostarse, to go to bed. The next one, despertarse, to wake up. Notice I have E to IE. So this tells me it is a stem changing verb. So yo me, let me get my correct colored pen. Yo me despierto. Tú te despiertas. Usted, él, ella se despierta. Nosotros nos despertamos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas se despiertan. Okay? So once again, we have IE en todo, on everything except for nosotros. Okay? Translation. Well, despertarse means to wake up, so my translation will be I wake up. You wake up. And this is the friendly form. I didn't put it in the other one because I hope you remember. You wake up. You wake up. And this is the polite way. He, she wakes up. We wake up. And you all wake up. And I just see that I forgot to put it in my other one. And they wake up. Okay? So it is a very straightforward thing. Once again, remember there are two parts to when you conjugate these verbs, okay? I have one more to conjugate for you today. Divertirse. Once again, it is an irregular verb. And I skipped around because I want to conjugate the irregular verbs because I know they can cause you major problems or confusion. Divertirse means to have fun, to enjoy oneself. Notice I have all of my subject pronouns written down, and then I have my reflexive pronouns written down. Como ustedes pueden ver, tengo los pronombres del sujeto escritos, después sigo con los pronombres del reflexivo y ahora voy a conjugar este verbo reflexivo. Divertirse, yo me divierto, tú te diviertes, usted, él, ella se divierte, nosotros nos divertimos y ustedes, ellos, ellas se divierten. La traducción, the translation for this will be, yo me divierto, I have fun. Tú te diviertes, you have fun. Y sigue, ¿verdad? So the pattern continues. I have my three parts, subject pronoun, reflexive pronoun, conjugated reflexive verb. Tengo tres partes, el subjetivo, pronombre del subjetivo, reflexivo, pronombre, y aquí está el verbo conjugado. Así que es lo que vamos a estar estudiando. So this is what we're going to be studying. I have uploaded this page. Only focus on these verbs for this week. Solamente enfóquense en estas palabras esta semana. Don't worry about the rest. No se preocupen de lo demás. Y también incluí, and I also included las traducciones. I also included the translations. There may be about one or two translations that are not in there, but other than that, you have most of them, okay? So, y hasta las subrayé. I even highlighted them for you guys, okay? So, what is our work? Our work will be to practice conjugating these on conjuguemos, okay? and practice the translations on conjuguemos. ¿Qué es lo que voy a hacer? Van a practicar las conjugaciones en el sitio de conjuguemos y van a también a practicar a lo que se traducen estos verbos, ¿ok? So, these are our objectives. Estos son nuestros objetivos. Aprender a traducir, aprender cómo conjugar y entender cómo se conjugan diferentes. These are our objectives. Right now, what I suggest is for you to focus on this right now. And once you have mastered that, you can move on to number 2, okay? Everyone will go at their own pace. So I will see you guys tomorrow on Zoom.